I know.
Welcome to the third episode of the Chit-Chat. I'm your host, Cheek, or Ash. I'm here with my twin brother. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, guys? It's Arian. And yeah, we'll jump straight in with our guest as usual. We have today a 2 times Challengers finalist, winner in 2023 MW2. He entered his rookie year, a part of the recently exited Vegas Legion, probably the best Legion team that I think we've seen in the CDL history. And he recently went to EWC as part of Boston Breach, where he qualified out the groups and fell to the eventual winners Atlanta phase in round one. So today we've got none other than S&D superstar, CDL superstar, Evan Purj.
Definitely not CDL superstar yet, but what's good, guys? What's good? Come on, you didn't have to bring up the 2 times finalist, bro. Like that kind of just threw off my vibe a little bit.
No, but it's true. Like, not a lot of people get there twice. Like, obviously, you went to the league, you bounced out of it, but then going straight back into Challengers final, like that's the pinnacle that everyone wants to reach at. Obviously, you fell
Yeah,
short.
yeah.
Um,
Unfortunate. Lost 3 S&Ds in
yeah,
one series, so is what
yeah.
it is.
All right, cool. So recently you went to EWC, right? Let's talk about you went as part of Boston Breach. Let's talk about your how did that come about? How long did you know that you were going to be a part of that team for? And yeah, how did you find the tournament overall?
So pretty much like a week, maybe a week and a half before Challengers champs, they hit us up. Boston hit us up. Obviously their team wasn't going to champs, and they needed a team for EWC. So yeah, we pretty much worked things out. It's kind of unfortunate. Obviously, we had to leave Byron Prolute.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's kind of just how the industry works. But EWC was great. I mean, that was the best event I've ever been to. We're gonna be super spoiled. Everyone that went there is gonna be super spoiled. Like going to Major One next year, people are gonna be super disappointed. But EWC was great. Obviously didn't get the placing we wanted, but EWC like as a tournament was insane. 10 out of 10 for sure.
But you're saying you didn't get the placement you wanted, right? Obviously, you lost to phase round one. You always want to do better than that. But in my head, you guys went in like you were a pro team, but you also went in as one of like challenger teams almost, where
Yeah,
your team had basically played the entirety of challengers, other than Snoop.
yeah.
Um, so I feel like maybe I'm like overgassing it. Like you always want more, but I feel like you guys went there and did your thing, and proved to people like who you really were. You stomped out the other competition. You beat Miami.
Yeah, I
And you
think
beat.
sorry,
Yeah,
I
go
didn't
on.
mean to cut
No,
you
go
off,
on, go
but
on.
think that I think we definitely played decent. I mean, I think beating Miami was a decent statement. I think
Yeah,
we could have beat Ultra. I think we should have beat Ultra. I think we were the better team that series. I think, we just trolled. I mean, it happens. Obviously, we beat Stallions, but I feel like if we beat Ultra, we would have had a different bracket. Never know what happens. Also, kind of unfortunate. The only team we play is FaZe. It's a single elim tourney.
yeah,
I mean, I don't make the rules. It is what it is. But I mean, we did decent for what, the given circumstances. At least I think.
yeah.
I
I
wanted
think.
to ask about
Oh, no.
the circumstances. How was it fitting in with Snoopy? Obviously, that's your SMG duo. You guys had a decent amount of time to get ready beforehand, but what did that look like? Fitting him in, practice going into the tournament with Sean as the head coach. Like, how did that all look and feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think the transition was pretty easy. I think like us as a three, me, Joe, and Kim we had a decent system already because we played with each other for months. I also think like for me personally, like I think I'm pretty flexible when it comes to like what I can do on the map. So I think for
Yeah,
Eric, like it's kind of easy to slot him in. The only thing I'd say that was tough was S&D practice because it's so limited going into EWC. Like not everyone's playing at S&D. People, S&D scrims aren't really the same as a real rep. Um, so Eric was like grabbing bomb things he didn't do or things he didn't do along the whole season. So I think S&D was kind of tough for us. But for Sean, I love Sean as the head coach. I think he was dope. I mean, you know what you're gonna get from Sean. He's a fundamental player when he played. I mean, he literally played this game. So
yeah,
like it's super easy for us to work with him. But practice was good. I mean, we had some days that weren't that good, but I'd say overall it was definitely good.
yeah.
I like it. I
Nice.
mean, the flexible point. I mean, Snoopy looked the most comfortable he probably had all year.
Yeah.
And we saw that on Vegas as well. You guys, you played with a couple different SMGs on Vegas, and uh, they looked comfortable playing with you. Even players that they were in the league when they weren't teaming with you. Standy was on that Rocker team. Nero was with Johnny, and then Kev Fame. I'd say every player that you've played with this year has looked incredibly more comfortable with you as their partner. Um,
Yeah.
part of that, is your role on the team. So talk to us about what role you have, because a lot of people undervalue what you do on the map, and talk to us about that role you fit in. You're
Yeah.
kind of selfless.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think like for me, when I'm going into the game, like the only thing I'm thinking about is the win condition. Like I'm spawning in and I'm just thinking about like, yo, how can we win this map? Like obviously it might sound cliche, but that's not like the mentality a lot of players have. And like that's the only thing I'm thinking about. Like I just want to win the map. Like I don't care what happens. I don't care what the scoreboard looks like. If I have 0 kills and we win, like I'm happy. I literally couldn't care less about the scoreboard. So I think it is a double-edged sword because I feel like I am enabling my teammates. I think some people are doing better than they would without me or with me, sorry, than without me because what I'm doing on the map. Um, but at the same time, I feel like the public perception is kind of like I think it's very wrong of me. People think like I can't shoot with these people. I don't think that's the case at all. I just think I just care so much about winning that like
Yeah.
I'm just doing dirty work. I'm rotating so early. I'm getting in the hill. I'm bumping people off. It is what it is. I don't mind it at all because, like I said, I just want to win. So, it is what it is. But I do think, it's kind of been like a blessing and a curse at the same time so far, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, I never really felt like I watched your arrow like throughout the year, especially like when you're on Vegas, obviously watching more league matches. I never felt like I watched your arrow and thought, oh, you're either playing for the kills. 'Cause I definitely don't think you're doing that, and I never thought, oh, this guy can't hang. Like that to
Yeah.
me, never
Mhm.
came across my mind. But then talk to me about let's go to the start of the season, right? Roster changes starting, or at least the roster being built, the Vegas team. What was it that you had in mind, like when you built this roster? Did you have offers from other teams, other players? Um, and what made you kind of pick the Vegas team? What did you envision like your role being on that team?
So yeah, in the off season, obviously I just won Challenger champs.
Yeah,
So I had 2 offers, one being Vegas and then one Carolina. So
yeah,
Carolina, obviously I was in AR going to the season. So
yeah,
for Vegas, like Vegas started with Dylan attached. So he pretty much hit me up and we were talking, and then like Clay was hitting me up for Carolina.
yeah.
Um, so I think the vision with Vegas originally it was going to be me, Dylan, Mac, and Eli.
Mm,
Um, then obviously Mac had his own personal issues. We ended up picking up Nero. Nero's a great player. And I decided to go with Vegas. I mean, I just figured, in my opinion, I just thought the team was going to be better.
yeah,
Um, I think the Carolina offer was probably better, like money wise, stuff like that. But in
yeah,
my opinion, I figured we were going to be a better team, and that's what I chose. Obviously, Major One, we didn't start off hot. I mean, me personally, I literally was getting shit on, to be honest. My stats were awful. Like, it was pretty unacceptable. Which I'm not gonna blame that on anybody else because no one else is holding my controller. So I obviously was the most, I was the biggest part of that.
yeah,
Um, but I think our team just wasn't working. We weren't meshing well, and it is what it is. I wish we could have done better, but we also played the top 4 teams back to back to back to back Major One. So
yeah.
it is what it is.
I mean, post major one, right? Like you said, like you had a bad stage, you put it on your head completely. But then you made the role change, right? You switched from AR to sub, and they made the team change of Eli for Geo, right?
Yeah.
Um, what did you feel like being on the sub? Did you ever feel like you were gonna be at jeopardy, or did you always feel comfortable like with the coaching staff? What kind of conversations went on? Like yeah, how did that come about? Did you feel like you were gonna perform on the sub?
After Major One or like,
Yeah, yeah, after or
yeah, okay.
whenever you thought it was coming.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, after Major One, I was thinking I was cooked for sure. I can't lie. I mean, I mean, like obviously, like Twitter, everybody was against me. Like the flank, I mean, these guys are having 40-minute parts just about me. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm cooked for sure.
Yeah,
But then they said we weren't making any changes. We spoke after we lost the Major One, and then we went home, we scrimmed, whatever, and then honestly, we got shit on by Gio and scrim, and then everybody was just like, "Yo, we should pick this guy up." And then, McGee called me. He was like, "Yo, you think you can use a sub?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Yeah. If I'm gonna keep my job, I'll use whatever gun you need me to use." You know what I mean? That's pretty much how it happened. And then, I mean, honestly, it was a blessing. Uh,
yeah,
like I can't be more grateful to Vegas, everybody a part of Vegas, just for keeping me after Major One because I feel like obviously most staffs, most players, they would just be like, "Yo, get this guy out. He can't get a kill. Like this guy's
yeah,
awful, whatever." Um, and honestly, like I don't know what would happen after Major One if I got dropped because I mean my stock would have been the lowest it could have been ever. But obviously after Major Two, we played decent. I played decent individually, so I think that helped me, go into the future.
Can I can I ask about
Oh,
the
God.
criticism you were facing? Because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I think criticism-wise, your team that you've ended up with, this Boston team, top to bottom, Cam, Wake, you, and Snoop, probably had the most backlash
Oh yeah.
out of everyone. The whole year, and particularly you and Snoop had a lot of unfair sort of criticism thrown at you.
Yeah.
What is it like dealing with that?
I think at first it was definitely tough for me. I mean, I was just a rookie. I was a kid coming into the league. Like obviously it's not what I wanted. I didn't want to perform that way. It's not how I envisioned any of it going. So at first it was probably affecting me a little bit, but I mean honestly, like it just gets to a point where I just couldn't care less what people are saying about me. Like I'm just going into like my job every day, trying to do what I can do to get better. Like I don't really care what someone on Twitter has to say or someone on Twitch has to say. It is what it is. Um, the only opinions that I felt that I had to care about was my teammates and the staff around me, because obviously those are the people I'm working with every day. So it just got to a point where I literally couldn't care less. I think my teammates too, like you said, the Boston team that we just played on, like all four of us, like it's pretty insane that all four of us came together and we actually played decent, because no one would ever put that on paper like after the
Yeah.
beginning of the year saying, yo, these guys are probably all awful. Like these guys are all terrible at this game. Um, but I think it just goes to show you that like the system and stuff that you're on,
Mm.
it all plays such a big part in everything, your individual stats, everything. So shout out to those guys. I love that Boston team we just played on. I love all of them.
Yeah, I think at least like Ash, I feel like this is something that we should be trying to like
Mm.
push forward, or at least with this opportunity, we're talking to some of these players, because not a lot of like you see all the big names on the big podcasts, but having like rookies like Evan, or players who will come onto this podcast hopefully and talk about like the criticism that you can get from some of the big podcasts, or the criticism that you can get from the community, like they don't really understand like the backlash that you can face. And then like you said, like major one, you said you thought you were cooked. Major two, I feel like, was one of the best legions that we've probably ever seen. You guys were firing on all cylinders, I felt like, and that's where you come through at the LAN and end up dropping KD records, hill time records, and really like being a fundamental player.
Yeah.
Um, how did you feel Major Two? Like even after the event, did you feel like the event was successful? Obviously, you equaled your placing. I think you got eighth at Major One and eighth at Major Two as well.
Yeah.
But I felt like you guys were a better team and you guys were in the right trajectory. How did you feel after that major, like with the team's performance, and then going forward, like getting dropped?
Yeah, I think after Major Two, like I was super disappointed, honestly. Like, I mean, all four of us were, obviously, you guys all know, like the losing feeling is the worst feeling ever. But
Yeah,
like, I think Major Two, the amount of improvement we made, like we knew we were such a better team than eighth place. Like,
yeah,
everyone had us like, yo, fifth best for sure. Like these guys are better than everyone else. They were fifth best, and like not even to go and like at least live up to that standard, which obviously isn't our standard, but just to at least get there, we
mm,
know that would have meant a lot. I mean, we played Toronto round one. We should have won the hard point. We should have won the S&D. I mean, at that point, you choke two maps. Like we lost the control. It is what it is. But I definitely think we should have been up 2 on map count in that series. I mean, made some mistakes. When you make mistakes against a team like that, they just capitalize on you. And
yeah,
then losers round one, we played Seattle. I think. think we just took care of business right there. We're the better team. I think we just
yeah.
showed that. And then against Carolina, yeah, I mean, we should have beat them for sure. I mean, you know, it's just another one of those series. You make some mistakes, and there you go. But
It's the same thing Major One. I think we reverse swept you guys
yeah,
for top six.
that was bad.
Yeah.
That was a
Um,
very bad loss, actually.
yeah,
We should
I
have won
think
the highest control 10 out of 10 times.
I remember
Mm.
that. I think you
That
guys
was
should have
that was when
like got nades up on the point or something.
Yeah, it
We
was a tough loss. I can't lie. Those 2 lands back-to-back events where like the match we lost, we 100% should have been going to the next round. But I mean, what can you do about it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about after that. Then you go home, you regroup. You guys actually come back. We play you first matchup, Major Three.
Mm,
And you guys 3-0'd us, I think, and
Yeah,
it
sorry about
wasn't,
that.
yeah, it wasn't close. Like you guys actually played really
yeah.
well. You individually played really well too.
Yeah,
You guys move on forward, and then I think you then play Thieves, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, we did.
And then after that, that ended up being your last match for the Vegas. So talk to us. Was that like a knee-jerk reaction? Did you expect that happening, or how did that even come about?
Was scrims
Uh,
involved, or like
so I mean, honestly, this is like the biggest surprise to me, because so we got back from Major Two, yeah. there's a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks of practice, 3 weeks,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanna say.
Yeah.
We had 1 week that was, like, pretty on and off, I can't lie, like, we weren't doing too well, and then we all had a like, the coaches called us all individually. They're like, "Yo, like, practice can't be going like this, we need to get better, or something's gonna change, like, we need to get better." And we're like, "Oh, yeah, like, this is a wake-up call, like, they're right, like, we can't just be having on days, then off day,
Mm.
then on day, it's just too inconsistent." And then the next week of practice was insane, like, we played so well, like, we were honestly running scrims for, like, a week right there, like, consistently. Obviously, we played you guys,
Yeah.
my bad, but, that was a little
Took us
too
out.
easy. That was a little too
Yeah.
easy. We lose to Thieves, map 5, I mean, Denver server, I'm in New York. I can't lie, it's pretty tough. I never beat those guys, I can't lie. Um, and then the next day, that match was on Sunday, I think, and then
Yeah, yeah.
Monday I got a call and they're like, "Yo, we decided to make a change." And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." uh, I
And
mean, it was pretty unexpected. I can't lie. I didn't
what was
expect
your
it.
well, what did you do immediately? Did you obviously you're going in challenges. You ended up joining the FC Black team, Stallions
Yeah.
team. Was that your immediate kind of response? Like that's the team I want to be on? Because at the time I said they were
Uh,
easily the best team.
nah, I can't lie. So it's funny because when I got dropped, I thought they picked up Reese. Okay,
Mm,
because I don't know why I had heard that Reese was getting picked up.
okay.
So I didn't ask them when like they called me. Like I didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
care for my replacement.
Yeah.
So I didn't do anything. Like it was like maybe 10 in the morning when they dropped me. So I just kind of was just chilling for a few hours, and then Mayhem DM me and he was like, "Yo, do you want to play?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he was like, "Yeah, we need one." And I was like, "Oh, I see what's going on." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm down." So like that morning, I got dropped at like 10, and I was already in the 2 p.m. scrim and challengers
Shit.
that same day. So I mean, it wasn't. I didn't know that FaZe Black needed one, or I would have joined them earlier. But yeah, they hit me up, and I said I was down.
Okay.
What
And
was
then
it like going back into challenges? I guess, or actually, do you have any more to ask?
no,
Or was
I
that the
mean
way you wanted to
no,
go?
no, no, yeah, exactly, yeah. Go on.
Yeah. What was it like going back into challenges? Obviously, you came through it, you conquered it, walked up, but then going back into challenges. I feel like you joined a league material team. Was it different this time around with the team that you joined? You had a coach in Mayhem. You had Mystic obviously before, but I think Mayhem's a great coach. What was it like going back in?
Yeah, yeah, no, the FaZe Black camp was dope. We just didn't work out to be honest. Like when I joined, it was already the elite had already started, so like we were pretty
Yeah.
pressed for time. So I mean, we got like I don't even know top 4 in that elite or something like that. I really don't know, but we just weren't working out. I think me and Caden were playing like super similar. I think on subs, and that's what they thought at least. That was like their consensus of it. So they dropped me, which I'm pretty grateful for. I can't lie, because nah, like, not even in a disrespectful
No,
way,
I
but
hear it.
I just love playing with Cam and Joe, like, honestly,
Yeah.
like and we ended up, like, ending the year out together, and I honestly love playing with those guys, so nothing against FaZe Black, though. I fuck
Yeah.
with those guys too, for sure.
Just found a better home. So
Yeah,
benefit
yeah.
benefit of it. It's what you were saying
Yeah,
earlier about
exactly.
that fit, that culture.
Mhm.
Definitely something we spent a lot of time working on
Yeah.
in LAG's camp, making sure we had the right culture and environment. Personal question then.
Mhm.
You're out of the lineup. You then see Vegas go on to lose the next
Yeah.
4 series in a row. Is part of you, like, damn, like, I guess they undervalued me. Is part of you thinking anything about it, or are you just head down working on yourself?
I
I
guess
think
to
I've
add
heard.
to that too, though. Sorry, as part of you
Sorry,
thinking
go on.
um, like, do they want me back? Would you have gone back as well? I guess is the second part of that question.
So after, like, they lost a few matches, they did ask me to come back, but, it wasn't, like, an official offer, it was like, "Yo, like, we might be able to get you back in, would you be willing to come back?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down," and then they ended up getting Johnny, so
Mm,
I would've went back, yeah, I mean, it's a league spot, it's a job, you know what I mean, something stable.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also think we had potential, obviously, going, like, 5-2 Major 2. I think we still coulda done something together. But, I mean, after they lost a few matches, like, I wasn't really, like, worried about it, like, it is what it is, like, I don't have a job regardless, like, I'm in challengers, like,
Yeah.
them losing isn't really helping me, but, once it got to a certain point, it was kinda helping me, I can't lie, because, like, people are realizing, like, "Oh, maybe this guy is doing something on the map that's helping them win."
Yeah.
Maybe those stats aren't just everything, These guys all
Yeah.
don't have 1.3s because, you know, just because, you know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
100%. I mean,
Yeah. No.
you're a good case study for even, like, I mean, it's rare to see a rookie come in and get praised for his comms, the things he's doing on the map to support his teammates.
Yeah.
But that's really, you're a good case study for that. Like, it's not all about the stats. And for me, coming as like an analyst side, when I'm looking at players on our team and players we're working with, I'm always asking the question of, hey, like, are these guys even in the right headspace to produce results right now? Like, we need to make sure that the environment's right before even looking at, what their KD is, the average kills, engagements. We need to make sure that we're setting them up for success. So I think you're a really good case study for that, and genuinely, why I wanted to get you on the show.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
talk to me about like on Vegas, what was the dynamic of that like? Because like Ash says, like you're known for having really good comms, even though you're really early into like your hardpoint career. I think you've been playing for 2, 3 years hardpoint maybe, but you're known
Yeah.
for being like this super smart S&D kid, clear comms, really like an IGL sort of level. Was that the role that you took on the Vegas team? Were you like the in-game leader per se, or how are you just like around the game other than pure mechanics? What is your play
Yeah.
style in that sense?
So it's like last year was my first year playing like MW2. Like I
Yeah.
mean I've been playing S&D for a while, like on and off. Like I play some years, play not play some other years, but so yeah, MW2 is my first year like ever loading into hardpoint. So I am pretty early on, I can't lie, but I think I'm a quick learner to be
Yeah.
honest. I mean the comms and stuff, it kind of just came like when I just started playing, like I just kind of just took that role. Like it's just kind of how I played. I just kind of talked a lot. I understood like what was happening on the map. I had decent awareness, I'd say. Um, I mean, on Vegas, like it wasn't like going to here. I didn't know like what was gonna happen. Like I didn't know, I would be like an IGO, I guess, kind of. Not to take away from any of my teammates' comms or anything. Every player is different, obviously. Some players talk a lot, some players don't. But I think on Vegas, I definitely was like the vocal leading point. I mean, I think Dylan has decent comms. Um, but I think we kind of bounced off each other a lot in the game, and we kind of controlled the chaos, sort of say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like to segue into my next point, where you've got this like blend of cool, calm, collected. You got good comms. You can play in and around the chaos, right? And your play style in and around the league was somewhat of like a safer player, like a make the right play. But then you go into challenges, and every time I watched you in challenges, you looked, and I said it on I think the first podcast episode, you looked more like Snoop than you looked like Purj in the
Yeah.
league, right? So are you just running around playing like Snoop with the same calmness in your comms? Like how did you change your play style so quick? Like what was the thinking behind that? How did that come about?
Yeah, I think like I just kind of had to prove a point. Like I think like people watching me, like I had to just show people that
Yeah.
like the mechanics are here, bro. Like it's not like I can't shoot straight. Like what I mean? It's not that at all. So um like the big focus point for me, like I knew I could trust my teammates. Like in challengers, like obviously it's not the same ball game. Like it's not as team oriented as it is in the CDO. Not to take anything away from challengers. There's definitely a lot of talent in challengers, but I knew I could trust my teammates. Say like I scammed one hill, like I know I could trust my teammates. I built that faith in them. Not saying I was just running around scamming, but I was definitely playing way more aggressive.
Yeah.
I was just running around, I was just proving a point. Like I'm better than everybody in challenges, 99% of the people. Like, and my comps didn't change much. I was in the mix, but I'm still like, I feel like I'm pretty good at calling out, like no matter what.
Yeah, that's the biggest change. I think the league is like every single life, like every single hit counts. It needs to be so coordinated for it to work. But in
Right.
challenges, like the
Mhm.
difference is like the bailout moments, the bailout players, and that's where you see
Mhm.
those type of players getting picked up in the league. So, like, if you're, I feel like the best players that get picked up in the league are always the ones that show like, oh, I can pop a two-piece to save a play. But then they join the league, and it's like, can they then get that coordination to break a
Right.
hill to with your teammate and have that
Yeah.
bailout potential? That's like the
Nah,
best
yeah.
teams to me.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, challengers is definitely good. Like, there's good teams in challengers. There's obviously a certain level of teamwork. I
Yeah.
think in the league, there's just so much more on the line that like you're so focused on every single hit. Like the first break has to be the highest percentage break. Like you're not gonna go hit the front the first break of a hill. Like there's no point. Like you're just gonna get blundered and you're just gonna fuck yourself for the rest of the map. Like,
100%.
but in challengers, you might be able to just hit the front and get a two piece. You know what I mean? Like it might happen.
Yeah.
How do you, so for you, how do you work on your game? Is it watching other pros? Are you watching just yourself back? How are you working on yourself when you're trying to adapt?
Yeah. So I'm a big VOD guy. Like especially in the season, obviously like we play for however many hours a day, and then like
Yeah.
usually like a lot of players like they'll hop on ranked or whatever. Everybody's different, obviously. I'm not really like a big ranked guy or anything like that. Like I just like to study. Like I'll watch like say like FaZe and New York play, FaZe and Optic play.
Mm.
Like I'll watch them. I'll watch myself back to like see what I'm doing wrong on the map. Like I'll watch my bad maps back more than I watch my good maps back. I feel
Yeah.
like just to feel like what I'm doing wrong, so I don't do it again. And then like obviously I like to take things from like players I think are the better players in the league. Like I think Sim's probably the smartest player in the league that that runs a sub. So like I'll watch his arrow, I'll be like, oh, that's a good play. Like I could probably put that in my bag, stuff like that.
Is that something you were doing all year, like by yourself, or were you doing that with the Vegas team as a collective, or are you more just like, yeah? How was
Um,
it for you guys in
I
terms of like
mean,
a coaching
like
standpoint?
we would watch VOD all the time, like in the morning, like before streams, we'd always
Yeah.
watch VOD together. Um, but like I feel like for me, like I would do it individually at night, like after we played.
Mm,
Like I'd go get dinner after streams, whatever, and then that would be like my nightly routine. Like I'll just watch some VOD by myself, just figure out things like for my own gameplay, how I could help,
oh,
better myself.
nice. Ash,
Um,
you got anything?
no, it's similar to Justice. Justice did the same thing. Like he would that when we were really good at S&D, Justice would just go back home, watch S&D on his own every night
Mm.
before a match, watch his own S&D. It just locked him in, and I think it suits your playstyle. It's probably why you're a vocal leader. If you're watching back so many maps, you've probably got a good grasp of just the mini map. It's in your head. Like you're calling out for your whole team at that point. You're literally a
Yeah,
walking UAV. I like it.
yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate that. I think like I'm like a super aware player, like especially like Major One. Obviously, the game's like so new, like you
Yeah.
don't know everything. Not to say that's why I was getting shit on, because it's not. But like I think like going to Major Two, like I was so much more aware already. Like I knew like where people were gonna be coming from at all times. I feel like
Mhm.
majority than not. Like I feel like, oh yeah, we're missing one. Like he's probably to the right. Just something like that, something
Yeah.
small, calm like that. But like it'll help your teammate pick it up. Maybe he's not aware of it, and like you never know. It could literally change the whole flow of the game.
Yeah. What do you think the differences are with like? I mean, you could tackle this at so many angles where you've been like the S&D kid before you came and like tackled the league or tackled competitive in terms of challenges. Like, what do you think is the best version of S&D? Because I've had loads of debates in terms of league S&D, challenges S&D, even wager S&D. Like, do you think league S&D is leagues above it, and what do you like see league S&D as? Because like you have the terms of like slasher cod, and you also have like like we had an S&D coach who helped us a lot, and he was helping us in terms of doing like a concept of his called Island of Rappers all the time.
Mm.
So like, yeah, what version of S&D do you think is like your style, or how do you vision it?
Um, I feel like it's so team dependent because like you'll play teams like Surge, and then you'll play teams like
Yeah,
say the Slasher S&D. Like they're just spreading every round, getting
yeah,
the info, and then they're working somebody late. But then like you're playing Surge, and like he's just running a beat on him, and you're like, wow, like this guy does not care. Like, so I mean, I don't know if I could really like rank the best S&D. I feel like it's just all team dependent. Like
yeah,
you could be playing wagers, you could be playing people not so good, but then you could be playing like the best S&D kids. Like what I mean? Like so you never
yeah,
know. Like I can't really rank it. I feel like, but I mean, S&D is just also like relative. Like I feel like in the league too, you get a lot of info. Like obviously you
yeah,
get bot on people, so like it gets to the point like in the game where like you know where people are going, like people's tendencies and stuff, which I feel like can be kind of aids. Like just a little bit like you got to change what you're doing just because people might know, and then like you're in your own head a little bit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know, but yeah, I mean I love S&D. I've been playing it my whole life. That's
Were
fine.
you guys prepping for teams like before you go into matches? Were your
Oh
team
yeah.
like prepping tendencies? And because we that's how we did S&D completely. We prepped it before every game
Oh
tendencies, like
yeah.
looking for free bloods wherever we could get them.
Oh yeah, we did
Yeah,
too. It's funny because there's we played Boston one time and we played Eric like Snoopy,
yeah,
and we played him on Karachi S&D, and he would do the same thing. He had like three things. He would go A on their defense on Karachi S&D. He'd either stand on top of the bus stop,
yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
on the bus and jump in top single. There's only two things he would do. So we just went A every round. Me and Nero would double like ticket. We'd break the doors, pre-fire the bus stop. He wasn't up there. Nero would plant, and I would just stand on the bus and just pre him single. And like it was so funny because like he's probably mind blown. He's probably like, bro, these guys know exactly where I am. So
Yeah.
like that's the thing.
What?
That's like what I'm talking about. I feel like we're like you're in the league. You're getting you have people in the staff like you guys doing the work like that, and it just makes the game a lot easier. But it also makes it kind of aids for the player. Like say Eric in that situation, he's probably mind blown. Like
Yeah. Like you said, like the players just get in their head. We played, I think, Optic on a 6-star S&D. We beat Boston on it the like week before. Then we played Optic, and 2 rounds in, they've just cooked up nades and pre-prepped us.
yeah,
I heard our comms afterwards. All right, they're hard counting us. What do we do now? Then you're just stuck. Now you have to cook up something completely
yeah,
different. You have to run a strat you probably never ran before. Like just figure
yeah,
something out in order to
yeah,
beat them.
exactly. Yeah,
Like the 2% changes in S&D that happens in league that like just doesn't really happen in challenges, I'd say.
Yeah. There's
Um,
no like prep and challenges. I feel. I mean, there's definitely prep to a certain extent, but I mean,
yeah,
there's only so many coaches and stuff like that. Like, obviously, I've been pretty blessed with my coaches and challengers. You know, shouts to Charles.
yeah,
But there's a lot of teams that have coaches that are like taking it seriously and stuff. So like,
yeah,
it's kind of just like you're going into it pretty much like raw. Like,
yeah. Just running
See
with what
what
you know.
happens.
yeah, exactly.
No, I like it. Um, question though. So you mentioned S&D. Did you just start playing COD? Just playing S&D with like your boys? How did you even get into comp?
Yeah, so like my older brother used to play like he would just play pubs and stuff, obviously, like not like
Yeah,
comp or anything, but that's kind of just how I got into COD, and then I don't know, I just met people online, just started playing S&D. I was just a kid, to be honest, like a young teenager just playing S&D, and
right.
then like there was some years where I wouldn't play, and some years I would play, and just on and off, and then like last year I was like, I mean, I might as well compete for a year, like let me
Yeah.
just see where it takes me.
I mean,
How old were you? How old were you last year? Like, how old are you now?
I'm 21 right now. I just turned 21 in March.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
What age is?
I turned 18 in the middle of Cold War, I think.
Yeah,
So like in the Vanguard, like I just didn't want to play. And then MW2, I was like, yo, let me just try it one time. Like we'll see. 1 year, like it is what it is.
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
it worked
Well,
out. Go on, Ali.
Yeah, it was a
I had a
decent year.
question about
Decent
your
year.
challenges champs. I
Yeah.
think you guys were the best team going into it. I think you guys like had you're one of the better teams for sure. Um, I think I think that you guys like showed out and did like a real like we're here to take over, and you guys played definitely the best over the tournament. Going into that tournament, you'd had like a whole different bunch of teams throughout the whole year, and then you finally like found that team. I think like maybe like stage 3 or 4 of elite playoffs. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
3, I think. I think there's only 3 this year.
so then when you, or no, I'm talking about last year, your
Oh,
challenger champs.
my bad.
When you, I think
MW2,
you got into
MW2.
like
I
yeah
don't know if I
MWT.
don't know if it was 3 or 4.
When
I
you
don't
were
know.
with there was four. You were with who? Were you, it was you made a roster change for God X
But yeah, we
late
had
into the
You
Timmy.
dropped
season.
Timmy. You dropped
We
Timmy,
had we
right?
had, we had Timmy at Toronto, and then we got like top 12 at Toronto, and we couldn't like auto qual for champs for pro points, and then we kind of just cheesed the system because Adam was down to play with us,
Yeah, we did
and
the
we were
same.
like, hell yeah, let's go Adam, like we're trying to go to champs, let's go Adam, and then yeah,
Did you go in that? Was it a real, for you? Did it feel like a real underdog story? Or did you go in there thinking like, "Nah, we're the best team"? Because when we won Challenger Champs, like we knew it was an underdog story. We had to beat Ultra Acad. I
mhm.
felt like last year's Challenger Champs was completely open, but like there was a few teams that were peaking at the top, but you guys like kind of snatched it from under them. Is that how
Yeah, I
you?
think like we were like the 7th seed or 8th seed or something going into that tournament.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, like I didn't have a lot of points because like at the beginning of the year, I was literally my first time playing. Like I was getting
yeah,
top 32 at my first event. Like I was just playing not bad players, but not the best players either.
yeah,
Um, I mean, going into champs, like I think we knew that we were the best. Like we had the confidence that we were the best. I think everybody thought like, oh, Bobs are gonna win, and then I
yeah.
think we played them winners round 1. I think of the bracket,
Yeah.
and we smoked them. And then like after that, I think like it just clicked in our heads. We were like, yeah, we 100% won this tournament. Like once we beat those guys, because like everybody gassed those guys up super like crazy last year. Like obviously they had just won the Toronto event, so they were the favorites going in champs. But after we beat them, I think we knew like it just clicked in our heads right there. We are like, yeah, we're not gonna lose this tournament. Like,
That was a pinnacle.
yeah, I mean, I think like going to the tournament though, we thought we were better than them anyways, like in our minds. So like there wasn't really any doubt. But I think like after that, it was just like, yo, like that was the match that we needed to win. Like now we just got to play our game and just like we'll end up winning this tournament easily.
Nice. I think I was going to segue onto some highlights in Evan's career. Ash, unless you had some more questions, rip them
No,
off.
I'm ready.
Like
I'm
good.
ready to go for the highlights. Where do you want to start?
Yeah. I wanted to ask Evan who some of his best teammates are. Obviously, short career so far for yourself. You got a long career left.
Yeah,
But so far, who are some of your favorite teammates that you've had? I think you could probably do this in any way. Let's do make a team, right? So you can be in the sub or the AR role, whichever one you prefer.
yeah,
Um, and pick 3 other teammates to go around you in terms of your favorite teammates. It could be favorite,
that's a
best,
tough
whatever you kind
one.
of take it
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. You put me on the spot here.
as.
Um, I feel like I'd be wrong not to take my last AR duo, but I also don't want to do Dylan wrong because I feel like he kind of, helped me start my career
Maybe
out
I'll
and
say
stuff.
exclude your current team unless it's
Okay.
so clear cut.
Okay. All right. All right. This is tough. Hold on. Let me think real quick. My favorite teammates, my best teammates. I don't know. This is a tough one. All right, so if we're excluding my current teammates, I'm gonna have Dylan on the main.
All right.
Um,
Why? You gotta give a little reason.
I mean, Dylan just like, I mean, he's a vet, you know what I mean? Like, he's the vet that I started my career with. Like, he helped me, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just kind of like that guy that like I could look to, like, if I needed like assistance or anything, like, you know, just starting my rookie career, like, you know, he helped me out hella, I feel like.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna have Dylan there on the main. I don't have that many teammates, so I feel like I only got like 10 people to pick from.
Now you
um,
played with Rookie of the Year Gwyn. Obviously, that
I
was your
did.
teammate.
I did. Yeah. We could throw Isaiah there on the sub flex. I don't know what he uses. I don't know.
What he wants.
Yeah, whatever he feels like taking out that map. You know,
You'll choose the other way.
Isaiah's a good player, obviously.
While we're on that, I have a question because Challenger Champs last year, you were on the
Yeah.
AR, he was on the sub, and I had a
Yeah.
conversation with Charles, and Charles said that it should have been flipped. Like he thinks that you
Yeah.
should have been a sub and Isaiah should have been an AR, but the circumstances of when he picked up Adam, it just fit better the other way around.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that almost misprofiled you? Because then you go into the league as a AR, and I don't know. Give me your thoughts.
So that's the thing. Like, I definitely feel like I could be capable on an AR. Like in the league,
Yeah.
I feel like I could use an AR again. I mean, I probably won't ever get a chance to use an AR again in the league after just major one, major two, versus you just compare it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably won't ever use an AR again, but I do think I could use an AR. Like, I think I was pretty decent on the AR. I feel like it's just all like about the system. Like, I feel like the subs are kind of the most important piece of the team. Like, not to say anything about my subs major one. It's not like that at all, by the way. But
Yeah.
it's just like it's just all about the system, in my opinion. So stage 4 of the elite last year, I want to say I used a sub, and then Isaiah used an AR. We were just, I don't know, we were just switching guns and stuff. Like, we were just always like, we'd be in free for alls in the morning. Me and Isaiah would always get on like super early, and we'd just be like, yo, bro, we could use either gun. Like, whatever gun you want to use today, you use. I use the other gun. So like, I think like stage 4, we switched. I used a sub. I think we did decent. I don't know what place, maybe third, I think.
Mm.
Um, and then we got to Toronto, and we were like, yo, Evan, Isaiah was like, yo, Evan, you should probably use an AR. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. I'm using an AR at this event. So we just did that on the spot. Obviously, Toronto didn't go the way we wanted to. I think we got Neslo twice. We didn't lose the hard point, and then we ended up getting top 12, which is pretty bad feeling. But and then going to the champs, I don't even know. I don't know how it happened, but Isaiah's good on the sub. He's good on an AR too. I'm good on AR. I'm good on a sub. So we're just kind of interchangeable. That's kind of the decision we made. But
Nice.
throughout the year, like when Charles first started coaching me, like he always said, like, yo, you could definitely use a sub, bro. Like you're making a lot of plays that, like, if you got a sub, it would impact the map so much, like how fast you're playing. Like I was like, yeah, I use whatever you want, bro. Just let me know.
I mean, that's going back to that conversation on you're flexible. You can really do it all. Like you're trying
Yeah,
for the team.
I think so.
Alright, so
Yeah,
finish
I
off your
really-
team. You got
Missing
Gwyn,
one more.
Gwyn, attach. One more.
Let me think. Oh, I gotta say, I gotta say Bayern, because I think Bayern gets a lot of flack. I think Bayern. I love playing Bayern, honestly. Like once Christian he stopped playing. Shout out to Christian. I instantly stole my teammates. I'm like, yeah, we're picking up Bayern. Like I didn't even ask him. Like I was like, bro, trust me. Like trust me on this one. Like I know who we should pick up. Like I know how we're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like we should pick up Bayern. Like Bayern's a good teammate. Like when Bayern's giving you that effort and he's getting on every day and he's trying, like I promise you, he's such a good teammate.
Yeah.
Like he understands the game. Like no other player that I've played with. Honestly, like his comms are really good. Like
Yeah.
we're pretty similar. I feel like. I feel like he understands the game really well. Like he's spewing in game. Like he knows exactly like where people are coming from. He's great S&D. Like 10 out of 10 S&D player. Obviously, everybody knows that. I feel like he gets a lot of hate. Like especially after Vanguard. Like when he was on Optic. Like
Yeah.
he was frying online. He had a bad event, and I feel like ever since then he's just gotten like so much hate. But I feel like Bayern definitely deserves a shot. I think Bayern's a great player.
Yeah,
I love playing
super,
Bayern.
super underrated. Yeah, we worked with him very, very short amount of time. Boston
Yeah.
Breach Challenges event in Vanguard. Instantly, as soon as you work with him for a day, like super intelligent. The way he talks about the game is so straightforward. He's elevated everyone around him.
Yeah,
he gets
agree.
unwarranted hate, but he showed out at champs. Like he genuinely like you guys win that event. He was MVP for sure. He was.
Oh yeah,
cooking.
100%. No, yeah, I was like, obviously we lost, and obviously we all hated that, and we're probably still all upset about that. But
Yeah.
like, just as like a friend, like I love the fact that he played so well at that event because like I feel like that was such a statement for him. Like
Yeah.
obviously it's the last event of the year, not counting EWC. Like you never know what can happen in the offseason. You know, someone sees that, you know, he gets a shot, which I think he definitely deserves it. So
Yeah,
shout out to
definitely.
Byron.
Right,
Cool.
how you want
Then
to go next?
the best moments. I mean, let's talk about just the CDL record, really. You go into Major 2, Skid Row hard point, and you drop, what was the highest KD, highest time in hill at the same time? Both of them
Yeah,
coincide together?
it was pretty fun map. I was just sitting top P2, you know, getting in the hill, shooting them coming out the tunnel.
I think that's a record that would
You
never be
know,
beaten as well, right? In terms of the CDL.
yeah,
I
I think
just
I
don't
had
envision
like
anyone taking it.
4 minutes or something in the hill. I don't even
Yeah.
know. I had a lot of time in that hill though. Like I was soaking. Um,
I'm pretty sure you don't die the entire first rotation. Like you literally just go from P1, you walk to P2, then you sit in P2 for 60, you walk to P3, then you walk to P4, walk to P5, and you're like,
yeah,
yo, what's going on?
In the moment, you're like, yo, I'm not dying, like, or like, I'm just
nah,
winning once. Is it? Because Skid Row can be a
nah.
slow
Like
paced map for the guy in hill. Like, you just sit and chill.
nah, yeah, I didn't realize like my after the map, I vividly remember like actually like you know how like you can press the scoreboard and you can go to the right and you can see your kills and your
Yeah.
deaths. So I did that. And I literally looked to my team like, yo, I just went 14-3. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I swear to God, I just died 3 times that map. I'm like, yeah, we have no chance to lose this. I probably shouldn't have said that. You know,
Yeah.
came back, probably bit us in the ass a little bit, but yeah, that map was crazy. But I mean, shout out to my teammates for this one. I mean, that record only says me, but I mean, I wouldn't have been able to go 14-3 or 4 minutes in the hill if they weren't frying. So
Yeah, they were keeping everyone away from the hill.
yeah,
That map
exactly.
was
So
actually crazy. I loved Skid Row as a hard point map. I know a lot of people hated it. I loved watching it. I loved like
I love
what
Skid Row. I love Invasion. They took out my maps, man. I love them both.
Invasion
Invasion
post
was
change was
bad.
so bad.
Nah, my team was good at it, so I loved it. If you're good
Oh,
at it, if you're good at it, you're gonna like it.
I
I
like
swear
yeah.
we were so good at that map. So
That's the logic, man. That's why we don't see map changes sometimes. Because
exactly.
teams just like, yo, I think the conversation this year was like, wait, Choi was early on this Sunday. He was like, Koachi has to go. The spawns are unpredictable,
The
and everyone's
control.
like, no,
Yeah.
get Invasion out. It's so boring to watch. Blah blah blah. And we didn't put 6-star in because no one could work out everyone voted for their best map to stay in, so no pro team
Yeah,
got a map out. And we're like, what the?
yeah. Nah,
Lame.
yeah. It's
That's the
how the
problem.
system's kind of like it's kind of AIDS, but like it's
Yeah.
so like it's like what can you even do about it? Like
Yeah.
every team obviously they're gonna want to keep their best map. Like if there was a choice for us, like we never would have got Invasion Hardpoint out. I'm sure we didn't vote for that, but I'm sure majority just won on that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, a
yeah,
map has to be so much better in order for it to go in. Because even
yeah,
yeah, I mean that's just how the voting works. Because mid
yeah.
season you're never gonna want to. But you talked about how much you liked Invasion, so I'm gonna segue into something about Invasion that maybe you knew or maybe you didn't know, but I want to talk to you about your first 6 S&D round 11s that you went into with Vegas. You guys went 0-6 in round 11s
I do know
for
that.
a 6 in a row, right? 5 of them were on Invasion, which is what I noticed. Um, what is the feeling like? Because I've never been around that. A lot of people wouldn't know it either. What is the feeling like when you have that kind of like just that staying around your team in terms of round 11s when you're going into them? Are you thinking of it? Are you seeing it? Like what happens after the map? You're like, damn, round 11 again.
Nah, I don't think like in the moment you're ever thinking about it. Like I think in the moment like you're just focused on like what do you want to do this round? You know, at round 11. Like um, I mean after the map it's just like damn like just again like so close so far
Yeah,
like every time like
yeah,
you know like one of us makes a mistake you know we lose the map like
yeah,
it was tough honestly it was tough because I feel like we were good at S&D but I feel like somehow it was our downfall at the same time
yeah.
because like we were so close and we just lose a lot of round 11s like you said and it was tough. I mean it was tough.
I wanted to watch back 2 of them with you right now. I wanted to watch
Yeah,
back both of those are major 2 tournaments, which I think was you guys' peak as a team. You
yeah,
lose the first round 11 with Ultra, actually just play it. I think the thing that stains me, like as a coach, and I love S&D, and that's my forte in terms of preparation. The thing that stains me is you guys get the first blood in both of these, and I'm
yep.
like, all right, free, like it's done. This one is extremely painful because you work the map, you work the
Yes,
info.
this one hurts my stomach a little bit.
You want to talk us through
Actually,
this?
Once you
In
get
the, in the
yeah,
moment,
yeah.
was there anything? I was like, do you remember playing this for one? you remember like you don't remember at all?
Nah.
You
Nah,
wiped
I
this
remember.
from
I
memory.
remember after you lost the map. Yeah, I remember
Oh,
after you lost the map. I'm thinking, holy shit, we should be up 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
And I can like hear them getting up, like screaming, "You guys are breaking and shit." I'm just thinking, fuck, man, we should be
I
up
think you guys were
2-0 right
five.
now.
I
They
think you guys were
know that.
5-2 up, right? I think maybe on this map you're 5-2 or
Something like
5-3
that.
up.
Yeah, 5-3,
You get
5-3
the
maybe.
you get the free bomb plant down. Theo gets the first blood, and I'm like, okay, they've tied up the series. Like I'm sitting in the bag watching it, like they're tying up the series here, and then just two like really risky plays. Obviously, Dill I think goes out, dies, and the second guy follows him up, which is Dill like has to at that point, and leaves you and Geo in Ash go back like 1 tick or 2 ticks. As soon as those picks go down, do you remember anything like what are you saying to yourself, even in any sort of situation? What are you saying to yourself in the situation?
I have no idea. Like, I'm thinking, bro, I gotta check the bomb, bro. Like, these guys could be on the bomb now. Like, I don't know what just happened, but they could be on it. I gotta check the bomb.
Yeah.
So I'm just walking in a doorway, like, they're not on it. Either way, if they were on it, I probably died regardless. Someone's just preeming a door, like,
It's
yeah.
it's peak. It's so sad as well
uh,
because Geo played so out. Like he always played it like watching
yeah.
for the
No,
pinch.
yeah, it's
He's
fine
out.
though because like I can't see the number because it's pretty small, but like he would have ended up playing for this guy. Like if we
For
just
sure.
held,
Yeah.
if we just held whatever we had to hold, and we just played the trades together,
Yeah,
like
he would
he
have
ends up
fucked
killing
up.
that guy late. Like the round works out perfectly. Like his play's
Yeah.
fine here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
tough.
you know,
It's a tough one.
yeah,
And
it's
the
a tough
second
one.
one,
I
the
did do
second
them
one that
dirty
we
going
loaded
through
up.
these, by the way, but
Oh yeah.
No, no,
the
I could
second one.
explain this one. I could explain
The
this one.
second
I
one.
got some. I got some words about this one. I feel like.
Yeah.
Bet,
Yeah, I
bet.
do.
Because this one to
Because this
me,
one,
this is the one to me that I'm in the back and I'm telling the boys, I'm like, they've wrapped this up. Like, you guys, you know, you went on a round 11 loss streak, but there was a specific play that you always did on this map. I swear to God, you pinched Diner all the time. Like, you ran down with a streak
Yeah.
and you pinched that Diner door all the time. As soon as I'm seeing you hit that, I'm like, oh, he's gonna hit it. He's gonna, and we'll let it play
Yeah.
out. But
Yeah, I got you. Don't
here
worry.
we go, blood again.
work the blood, and then what happens with? Well, what's the thinking? Like, is this the set play? You talk us through it.
I mean, like, so like right here, like we end up getting like info, like I forget what happens exactly, but we like know they're gonna end A. Like these guys were ending A like every round, and
Okay.
like we had said like we're like yo, we should like prevent them from playing. Like it's a 3v4, like we should prevent the plant. Like that's giving them the best chance to win the round if they plant
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
3v4, obviously. So like we knew they were gonna end A here. Like right here, like when I said I was hitting up the street, like Dylan's like telling me like yo, you should lay on bomb or something. I'm like, bro, fuck, I really don't want to lay on the bomb. Like if they slide out, they're gonna kill me. Like so like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just lay right here. And then obviously fellow he slides out like at that time. I didn't think he was gonna slide out at that time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an individual mistake. Like I probably should have just pushed through the right if I was gonna make that play, and I would have caught like fellow sliding out the door to this truck probably, and I would have killed him. But like I also feel like right here we didn't shift our setup at all. Like after we killed the first guy, we knew they were gonna end A. Like they're not gonna end B in a 3v4. Like
Yeah.
so like I feel like we kind of just didn't shift and like we kind of didn't adapt and we let them plant. Or I'm sorry, we didn't let them plant. I didn't want to let them plant. So like I ended up
Yeah.
dying. And then yeah, I got crucified after this by the public. This is bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
yeah.
my phone is
It sounds
blowing
like
up
you
after
got.
this one.
It sounds like you got stuck in
I'll
two
turn that
minds.
off. Turn that off,
Yeah, I'm
please.
good. I'm good.
It sounds like you got stuck in two minds where like obviously the com gets and it happens a lot where like the com is like you're lay on bomb and you're like in your head you're thinking this is the worst play, like I'm untradeable. I can't lay on this bomb,
Yeah.
so let me try to do something similar. But
Yeah.
I've never seen it in the light that you explained it as well, which is we were late to shift. If we shift quick enough, we actually have the setup. We knew they were
Yeah.
gonna end A. Like
Yeah, like right there,
everything you're saying makes
think there
sense.
was like 30 seconds left, and like one of us is in
Yeah,
broken, one of us is in like ice cream. Like we know they're gonna end A. It's a 3v4 for one, like so they're not gonna go B. Like majority of the time, you're gonna go A in a 3v4. You're gonna try to like work the mid tank or something. And then like on top of that, they had to end A like so many rounds that map that like I feel like we should have just been way more alert and like way more quicker to like either the
yeah.
two on the left they could have double flanked, or like one of them could have wrapped back and one guy just hold B
Yeah,
and we
just
could have had
hold, yeah.
a 3v3 on A. You know what I mean? But I mean, what can you do about it now?
Yeah. That's unfortunate. All right, onto greener pastures, which is Ash's favorite part.
Yep.
It's
Um,
it's it's the draft time.
Yep.
So I don't know if you know about this, but Ash, run him through it.
Yep. So what we do, we make you our GM. So what I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you to do, you can see we have drafted the CDL players based on GG Breaking Point's top 20 list. So Simp is number
Okay.
1, Hydra 2, Scrap 3, and a BZ, he's 12. Kenny was 13, so he is a BZ's duo. We're doing a snake draft. Abuzo was 14, so he is with Sib, and so on. Now, Bance was our first guest. So what we do, we spin a wheel. You get a random team assigned to you. You're going to get 2 players. And then I'm going to ask you to finish the roster. You're going to
Yeah,
give
this
it a
guy
random
Vance took
duo.
my team, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Vance
took your
took my
teammate.
Deadass took
like
your
what?
teammates.
This guy just took all my teammates.
Yeah, literally. Which is good because you've done that draft already, which means you're probably not going to pick those same players. So yeah, we're going to spin this wheel. First look, is there a duo that you think is, the best duo out of the lot?
Let me see. I mean, it has to be 12, no? BZ and
I think,
Kenny?
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's what
think.
I
Yeah,
thought.
that's like a cheat code, no?
Beezy Kenny is insane. To pull up.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're looking for
let's
12.
spin
We
it.
went 12. Alright. You bet. See what you get.
I'm not gonna get 12, bro.
I mean,
That's me.
hold up.
Pretty close. It's close, but not there.
7-6.
Number 6. I don't even know who this is off the top of my head.
6-6.
You got the LA
God,
team
oh, yeah.
duo
Good.
reunited.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Alright,
So
so
you got to finish.
walk me through who do you think, who do you want? And if it helps, I have this right here, and you can look at all the players that played in the league this year. You can pick challenger players if you think they're gonna fit your system better. It's all about the right system.
Okay.
I'm gonna ban you from picking yourself. You are the GM.
I got you.
You
I
can't
got
pick
you.
yourself.
I can't sub myself in.
Yeah.
Alright, I got you.
Alright, off you go.
What do you think you need with you got Jaws at Envoy, right? Like
need a
what have
slow
you got?
AR.
What do you think you need?
I need a slower AR because Draws is pushing pace, bro. Draws is challenging. Like Draws has like a great play style. I just need a slower guy to work with him. And there's not really too much slow guys I'm seeing here though. I feel like slow ARs aren't really like that much of a thing anymore like that.
That kind of
This is
Lamar,
tough.
assault, slasher almost type build.
I think he's looking for.
He's gonna bring Octane out of time and just make LA team.
So it's only these players right here on the
No,
screen,
no, you
right?
can pick
Oh,
challenger players if
can
you
pick
like, bro.
challengers,
You
but
could-
these
No,
are
no,
the
no, no,
players
no,
that
no,
are
nice,
no, no,
actually-
no. I got you. I'm just saying, like, I can't pick from the other teams. Like,
No.
No.
They're
okay,
drafting.
okay,
You're the GM.
okay. I don't like this job. I mean, I don't know. I might have to go straight fundies and just pick Slasher here. I don't know.
Alright.
Okay.
Slasher might be a good pick here. I feel like Slasher. I feel like he's bringing the fundies.
Yep.
Good
Get a little
pick.
Slasher spread in, and then Dross can work some late in the S&D.
Yep.
All right, that might work out.
I like it. Let's get draws in. I mean slashing.
All right, we need a sub with high engagements here. Someone just pushing pace. Dill's gonna take some routes. He's gonna flank, but we need a sub that's gonna hit the hill.
Yep.
Oh yeah, perfect. Give him Eric. Eric's my guy. I vouch for Eric here.
You're gonna he's put Snoop and Slasher back together.
Oh wait, whoa, no, we can't. Oh wait, we can't do that. Hold on, we definitely can't do that. Chalk that right up.
You wanna swap slasher out? You wanna?
Nah, I forgot about that. That's on me actually. That duo can't go back together. All right, so right now I'll give you guys my thought process. I'm thinking between
Alright.
Justice and Kyle. All right.
Okay.
Those are my.
What makes you think between them?
I don't know actually. Let me think. Justice is my guy, bro. Justice is good. Like,
Justice.
I'm a little
You got it.
biased because Justice is my guy. But
Ben chose Cam just because it's Cam. That was his reason.
but like Cam's also Cam. You know what I mean? Like,
Alright, so you take Justice, great player.
Great
You
player.
teamed obviously in challenges last year, and he had some funny stories to say about your team when he played with you.
yeah, we had some experiences for sure. Definitely some interesting ones.
I think this team that you crafted is a really good team. I actually really like it.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot because you've got great like the slow methodical AR, the IGL in Austin, and you got Jazzy whose playstyle, like you said, I think is really good. And then the sub duo of Envoy Justice, I think could complement each other really well. Like one of them could go, the other one's selfless. They're both really smart players.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I like this team a lot, man. Thanks a lot, Evan.
Okay.
Got you,
Okay, Evan.
GM. Come on, potential GM in the future, I guess.
That's
Come
what
on.
I'm saying. We're just training you up. That's what we
I
do.
like that. I'm putting that on my resume. Experienced GM.
Listen, man. What we're gonna do is, after we get the 12 teams sorted, we'll put them in a fake bracket. and pit them up against each other. We'll see which team's gonna come out on top. But I think you built a strong one. Go in, be one of the first. You're picking a litter. Get to really pick.
Yeah, I got a pretty good got a pretty lucky spin too, so
Yeah.
that also helps.
Yeah.
Evan, before we close it, you closed out EWC by saying every team that drops you gets worse, right?
In
So
my
what is
opinion.
your what is your message, or what do you say to all the teams out there that are currently fielding their teams, building their rosters out there? What do you think Evan Purj is going to bring to him?
The win, I mean, like I said before, I only play for the win. Like, if you want somebody on the team that's only gonna play for the win, that's gonna help your teammates do better, like I'm that guy 100%. Like, and the mechanics are there. If you need to watch some challengers, go watch it. I'm running at people.